guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. So today is a very exciting reading vlog. We're reading Heir. I'm so excited. I am ready to get back into the Throne of Glass universe. I took a little bit of a break. I read a couple other books just as a little bit of a fantasy breather, but now we're back and better than ever. We're ready to jump back in. I am nervous because I've heard that Heir is where the plot really starts to develop and everything starts to just get more high stakes, and I'm nervous. We're gonna jump into this, but I wanted to kind of talk about how I'm gonna be formatting this reading vlog. So I'm actually going to split this reading vlog into two separate videos. One is going to be a non-spoiler reading vlog and one's going to be a full spoiler reading vlog. I got this idea from Hallie, or Hal Jones, here on YouTube. If you haven't seen her, go check out her channel. She makes great book content. She's just the sweetest. So I got this video format idea from her. She did a two video series for her Fourth Wing reading vlog, where she did a non-spoiler and a spoiler, and I thought that that format was so, it was genius, because the amount of times that I came across some of my favorite booktubers and they've either only posted a spoiler reading vlog of a book that I haven't read yet, or a non-spoiler reading vlog of a book that I have read that I wanted to hear more in-depth thoughts and opinions on certain things. So I'm hoping this will kind of be the best of both worlds, and as far as Heir goes, that there's a video for everyone. So that's the plan. So if the version of the video that you're wanting to watch is not this current video, the other version is either already up or it'll be up very soon. So keep an eye out for that, or I'll put a link down below. And with all that being said, let's get into the Heir reading vlog. Oh, I'm nervous. Okay, let's go. So I'm only one chapter into this, and I'm already a little confused. I guess this is what happens when I take a break between reading the Throne of Glass books, because especially towards the end of the books, there's a lot of information that you get. So at the end of Crown of Midnight, I remember Kale organizing Celaena being shipped off for her safety, to be closer to those of magical ancestry, since he just found out that she is Fae. And what's his name? I think his name is Galen. Are they related? The queen of where she is like her aunt, I believe. So would that make Galen her cousin? I'm only one chapter in. I'm having the hardest time focusing, also because I read all of Funny Story today. So I've done a lot of reading today and my eyes are just tired. I'm gonna see how much more I can read tonight, but it already feels like a different writing style than the rest of the books. So I don't know. I think I need to watch some synopsis on Crown of Midnight as well, just to refresh my memory, because it's been a couple weeks now since I finished Crown of Midnight. So I need to refresh my memory, make sure that I have all the information that is relevant in my head before I continue with Heir. But I also think that they're going to cover all that information as well. I don't know. I might just continue reading Heir, and then if I get confused further in and they don't kind of do a little bit of a rehash of what happened in Crown of Midnight, then I'll go and watch. But yeah, one chapter in. We'll see how the night goes, but I might continue this tomorrow. We'll see. I'm already a little bit overwhelmed with the number of new characters. I knew there were going to be a ton of people introduced in this book, but I didn't realize this many people. Okay, so we have, what was the first one? Galen, Rowan, Alien. Is that his name? Alien? Adian. And we were just introduced to Manon. How many is that? Is it 4 people that we've been introduced to? I think so. We've been introduced to 4 new characters in 4 chapters. I can keep it straight for right now. I just really hope it doesn't get confusing with all the different characters, especially since we're in 3 different locations. I don't know. We'll see. My thought last night when I was talking about Galen, I was like, maybe he's her cousin. No duh. So they are all related. It wasn't some big theory like I thought it was going to be like, oh, they have the same eyes, they're cousins. No, it's just, that's just known information, Lauren. But we're going to continue reading. Slightly stressed with the amount of characters that we're being introduced to at this moment. I just hope I can keep it straight. Yeah. We'll just keep going. Hope that's okay. If you hear something in the background, I'm heating up water to make some hot chocolate. So I'm about 100 pages in to Heir, and I have my notes here because I'm trying so hard not to get confused in this book, but there are so many new characters and people are in all different places, so here are my notes. Adian, I think is how you say his name. He is a distant cousin of Selena, and he just popped up in Aderlin and is working with the king, and he's just there, and he's kind of annoying. So, and then we have Rowan, who is just dark, brooding, also Fae, also a distant relative of Selena. Rowan is he's a grump. He has a bit of an ego, but he's a prince. So I don't know if that makes up for it, but that's Rowan for you. And then there's Manon. She is a witch in the Blackbeak clan. I don't know. I don't know much about her as of right now. All I know, she and her clan are being recruited by the King of Aderlin to fly the Wyvern. We're gonna see how that develops. And then there's Maeve or Mauve. I'm gonna say Maeve because there's E's in her name. So, Maeve. Fae Queen. And she scares me. She is trying very hard to get Selena to recognize and accept her Fae heritage. So, and we'll get into a little bit more about like where the plot is right now, but that's where she's at right now. Maeve, Fae Queen, scary. Ooh. And then the next 2 are Luca and Emrys, and they're both demi-fae that are working in the kitchen at Mistward. I keep wanting to say Mistborn. And Selena's starting to develop a friendship with both of them. So far, I'm really liking them. I don't know how I feel about most of the new characters. The only ones that I can tell that I'm gonna like are Luca and Emrys. Those are the ones that I feel like are safe from my judgment. As of right now, that could very much change. I'm bringing my notes up here, and I'm pretty much going to just read off the notes that we've got. So, where is everyone at? Where's everyone from Crown of Midnight? What are we doing? What's going on? Dorian. So Dorian, we haven't seen much of him so far. He's just trying to figure out his powers. He's also trying to figure out what's going on with Kale and kind of mend their friendship after Kale came up with a plan to get Selena sent off to Wendland to be safe. And Dorian didn't know that. I think he had a realization in this book that he realized that it was probably because she was safe. I can't remember if that was Dorian or if that was Kale's point of view. That's the other thing. We are jumping around to 4 different points of view right now. It's just a lot to take in. So Kale, he's kind of moping around, but his main focus as of right now is figuring out what the heck is Adian doing. Adian's just being a little rascal, and Kale's trying to figure out what's going on. Why is he acting so weird? Why is he here? So Kale's trying to figure all of that out. And then the King of Aderlin, sketchy as always. I don't even want to talk about him. And then Selena. She is brought in to see Queen Maeve by Rowan. Queen Maeve is just like, I'll give you the answers to the word keys that you're looking for if you train, and if you get into Doranel, that's where the answers will be waiting for you. But that's where we're at right now. I'm excited to read about the training. I am intrigued on what's going to be different in this when it has to do with magic and the Fae kind and all of that. So also, another little quick side note, the fact that when she shared her name when she first got to Mistward, and she said it was the name that Nehemia gave her. I can't remember it for the life of me, but I knew it started with an E. And when I saw that she introduced herself with that name, girl, I mean, to be fair, I did not have an emotional response in Crown of Midnight when Nehemia died. Maybe I'll grow closer to her character the more that I find out. But that's where we're at. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's different than all of the other books that I've read in this series so far, just because it is based on the politics and the history a lot at the beginning, and you're following more people. I'm surprised that I'm not more confused than I currently am. I've got time to be really confused, but that is the update. That is where we're at. It is like thunderstorming outside, so it's just super cozy. I'm gonna make my hot chocolate, maybe some popcorn. Okay, let's go read. I read a good bit of Heir this morning. I'm about a third of the way through now. Things are really starting to pick up. So I'm gonna start off with Kale. Kale found out what Adian was up to. Y'all, Adian is just bamboozling everybody. And now Kale has told Adian that Aelin, Selena, is alive, and Adian is like, and now he's thinking, when I see Aelin again, what is she gonna think about me doing all these things for the king and killing all these people? Kale is trying to figure out how can he use the rebellion. He found them again, got involved with the rebels again. He's trying to figure out how he can get the information he needs in order to unleash the magic to save Dorian. We'll get to him in a second. But Kale is just trying to come up with a plan to try and work with them. So we ended on Kale asking Adian if they can strike up a deal, strike up a bargain. Next, we have Dorian and Sorsha. They have like a little bit of a thing going on. Sorsha is like very into Dorian, and I think Dorian is kind of feeling it too. He is sparring with the guards and he's getting injured, and then he goes to Sorsha like all the time. They're starting to get close to a point where she is starting to poke at the things that have already happened in the past. Sorsha and Dorian are having this very tense conversation about what happened then. It's kind of like a Twilight moment where Bella's just like, I know what you are, and he's like, say it. That is the vibe that I'm getting, because Sorsha is hinting at what happened. Dorian just says, ask me what it was, and I'm just like, this is so Twilight coded. They're in this tense conversation and it's riling Dorian up, and he blasts ice and wind, and now Sorsha knows that he has powers. Now to Selena. Selena's about the end. You're just like panting. Are you okay? You're okay. Selena is, I can't really tell if she's trying to refuse to shift or she just doesn't know how. I think she just doesn't know how. because she asked Rowan to shift in front of her in order to try and figure out how to do it herself by like witnessing it. So we get to a point where she does finally shift in front of Rowan. He does that by biting her. Like, he triggers her shifting by biting her. We're sticking with the Twilight theme, okay? So she shifts, all is well. Not really. That is where we're at. If you can't tell, I'm like into the story now. I am so into it right now. All I want to do is read this all day. I'm probably going to go to work and take this with me, read. I was having that moment where you're reading a book, but it doesn't feel like you're reading, but you're seeing it in your head. That's where I'm at with this book, and I am so happy. This is why I love reading, is because it can literally help you escape from everything else, and you were just fully engulfed in a book. I love it. All that being said, I need to finish getting ready for work, and then we're out. We're going to work because I need to live. Yeah. Okay, here we go. We're getting crazy. Oh my goodness. Dorian now knows about Selena being Aelin. Oof. Things are really starting to pick up. So, I'm gonna be real for a second. So, yesterday at work, I was able to read a little bit, but then my day just completely blew up. I truly had an awful day, to the point where I was crying on my way home. And I got home, I put away some groceries that I needed to pick up, and I watched the proposal, and then I went to sleep. That is how my day ended off. So I did not get to read more Heir of Fire, but this morning I have to go over to a work thing that I was not expecting to go to today, but I was last minute asked to do it. So, and I'm a people pleaser, so I said yes. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm coming right back home to work from home. When I say work from home, I'm gonna be sitting and I'm gonna be reading, because I need a mental health day after the last several weeks, and I don't want to start crying again. I want to be positive. I know that I can't always be super bubbly and super positive all the time, and I don't even know if I'm gonna put this in the video, but I don't want to hide realistic parts of my life, because maybe some people will resonate with this. You're not alone. You'll get through it. I'm gonna get through this, and the way I'm gonna start is by reading Heir of Fire. Kind of where we're at. I think with my last update, I hadn't updated on what's going on with Manon. She just had a bit of a fourth wing moment where she is protected by the bait, like the bait wyvern, I think is what it's called, but it's like the bait one. The bait wyvern protects her and kills the ruthless top wyvern that all of the heirs were wanting, and then she's like, that's my wyvern. But that's kind of where we're at. I am right at 200 pages in, and I am having a great time. Things are really starting to kick up, and all I want to do today is I want to read. It is gloomy and rainy all day today, so I'm going to get a little bit more presentable to go to this work thing, and then I'll be back and I'll be jumping back into Heir of Fire. But I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm excited to see how all the different characters that have been introduced to the story, how everything intertwines and how it's all brought back together, because I know it's going to be like so satisfying and such like a magical web that only Sarah J. Maas can do. So I'm very excited to see that happen, but I need to do some other things first. I need to get ready to go, then I'll be back in this world that I love and I'm enjoying so much. But I'm gonna go get ready, and I will see you when I see you. So I just got to part 2. Like, we are in it. We are in it. It's making me laugh. It's making me cry. It's just making me feel all the things. So with Manon, she finally started to train with Abraxas, and during those training bits, all I could see was How to Train Your Dragon, where he's trying to figure out how to get this dragon to cooperate and do what he wants to do, but it's so stubborn. That's what I felt with the wyvern, with Abraxas, and it just made me giggle. I'm actually really starting to like Manon. She's starting to grow on me. Dorian and Sorsha, they are like a thing now. Yeah, I don't know how much I care about it. That has now turned into the storyline that is the least important to me. And then with Selena, there's this test that Rowan puts together where it puts Luca in danger. I really started to tear up at one specific line where she's basically attacking Rowan, like, how dare you put Luca in this situation? She burns him like with her powers because she's so angry, and she realizes it and she goes, I am so sorry. And his response is, you do not apologize for defending the people you care about. I'm sorry, what? I about lost my mind. And now Rowan and Selena, they're really starting to understand each other. They're just like, we're going to get through our grievances together and our grief together. We're like this now. But I need to take a little bit of a break. I need to make some food, and I want to watch some more Bridgerton. I feel like I am going to continue reading at least some today. I'm going to go fix some food, watch some Bridgerton, and then we'll come back to this later. The different storylines are starting to combine a little bit and have like some commonality with what they're figuring out versus what's happening, and that's really cool to see. But also they were talking a little bit about mates in the Fae world, and basically like a vessel, someone with a really strong connection to someone else is like a vessel of their power, and they can use their strength in order to like continue their powers. I don't know how to explain it. I could be way off. And the fact that this is in my mind right now makes me think that it's not right, because Sarah J. Maas is just a wonderful web weaver of just puzzles that just fit together so well. But I think that Selena and Rowan might be mates. I think that they are either mates or they have that strong bond to be able to feed off each other's strength. That's just one theory. I am having such a good time. I've read like 120 pages just this morning. There's just so much going on that I can't say everything that has gone through my mind while I've been reading it, because it's been so many things and it's so much to keep track of. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm also keeping up, but I don't know how to like explain what's going on. But like in my brain it makes sense, but verbally I can't do it. Sarah, how do you do this? How do you do this? But that's my update plan for today, is to finish this book. I don't have that much left, but we're gonna see where the day takes me. I'm starting to get a little bit of a headache, so I need to take a break from reading because I have been reading all morning. So I need to take a little bit of a break. We'll be back. So that's that update. I knew it. I freaking called it. I was like, they're either Karanum, where they can source each other's power, or like strength and vessel. I don't know how it works, but that's them. That's Rowan and Selena. I called it. As soon as they mentioned it, I was like, nah, tell me they're mates. Tell me I'm right. We're back to Sorsha and Dorian. I don't really care what's going on with them. I want to go back to what is Selena doing? What's Kale doing? What's Manon doing? It's just like, they're all doing something. Girl, okay. Is the whole thing with Kale that he just doesn't know how to pick a side? He's trying to please everybody and he's just like, I'm Switzerland, but here's all the information that you need, but I'm still gonna do my duties here in the kingdom. Like, is that what's going on? But now we have a plan to try to knock out the spell that the king put in place by knocking out one of the towers. I think I know what the next few books are gonna be. Got it. Got it. Noted. Got it. It is so incredibly epic. They're just going through the continent and they're like, Aelin is alive and she's coming. Hold on. There's hope. This is just laying everything out so much, and I think those books are going to rip me to shreds. So I just love it. Okay. Okay. This was such a good time. This ended off on such a good note, and I'm really, really excited to see how everything plays out. I'm really interested to see how Arobynn fits into all of this, how Selena is going to address what happened in the past with Sam. I'm assuming it's all going to happen in Queen of Shadows. I am loving all of the characters that have been introduced. It took me a little while to get used to Manon, but she really grew on me after a little bit. Seeing how her and her clan interact with each other, it was just a very cool dynamic, and I wasn't expecting to like her as much as I do, and I'm excited to see how her story develops throughout the rest of the series. I love Rowan. I love Rowan and Selena's relationship. I still like Kale, but I'm understanding a little bit more why people are annoyed with him. He just doesn't have a backbone. He doesn't know how to make a decision and stand up for what he believes in. I get it now. Still love Kale, but sir, we need to work on it just a little bit. Dorian, didn't see much of him in this book, except for when he was with Sorsha. I did not care at all about their relationship. She became so obsessed with him at the end, where she's revealed as being a traitor to the king and she is executed. Light work, no reaction. So overall on this book, I rated it a 4.25. I thought that I needed to have more romance in it to enjoy it. This had very little romance, and the only bit of romance that was in there, I didn't care about it at all. So I think my reading tastes are starting to develop even more, so that's exciting. Anyways, this was such a great experience, and I'm so excited to continue the series. But that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, whatever it is for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!